Alright, so this is video assignment 2. And so the first step you're going to do with this is you have to pick one of the O's to protonate. So I'm just going to redraw it. So we have the O here, and that has 2 lone pairs of electrons. And you have the O here, which also has 2 lone pairs. And then to do that, to give it the H, you're just going to bring in the H3O. It's going to have a lone pair, and that has a plus charge, which means it wants electrons. And so I'm going to start with this bottom one. And it's going to go and grab the H. And then that H is going to give its electrons to the O. And that's ultimately going to make H2O. And then because of that, we will now have this. And this O will have an H. And it will have that 1 lone pair. So now that will have a plus charge. And we're going to still have the O up here with the 2 lone pairs. And so it goes like that. And then since we have that plus charge, we want to give that guy electrons. So it's going to come from here since it has 2 extra, like it has 2 pairs of lone pairs. And then that bond is going to break the ring because it's going to want to give that oxygen electrons. So from doing that, we will get a double bond here to the oxygen with 1 lone pair. And actually this bond will be broken. And we're going to have the oxygen there. And that's going to have 2 lone pairs connected to the hydrogen. And then we're going to bring in that H2O we just made. And then because this is a plus, it wants more electrons. We're going to take the electrons from the H2O. And they're going to go right there. And then that double bond is going to go right there. And then because of that, we're going to be able to have the H2O connected. So we still have this O to this H. And then we're going to have over here, we're still going to have the O, but it's going to be a single bond. And it's going to be with 2 lone pairs. And that little thing. And then because we took the water to go to it, it's going to be now here. Then H. And this is going to be plus because it only has 2 lone pairs. And then since that wants electrons, we're going to bring in the water again because that has extra electrons. And that's going to donate the electrons to the H. It's going to grab the H, and then that's going to go back to the oxygen. And then we're going to draw the next arrow. So that's going to lead us with over here, we're going to have this. And we still have that OH. And we'll just here have an oxygen with 2 lone pairs because it gave up the H. And we'll still have this with the 2 lone pairs. And then because it has an extra pair to donate, we're going to bring in the H3O again. And then the lone pairs from that, in order to protonate it, we're gonna go and grab the H, and then that's gonna give it back to the oxygen. So now that O will have an H. So now we get this, which is gonna have the O, H still here, and we're gonna still have this O, connect to the H, and then here we're gonna have an O with only one lone pair, and that's gonna be connected to the H, and then we're gonna still have this thing. And then in order to give that one electrons, because that's what it wants, we're gonna bring in the water. Wait, no. So we actually have some electrons here that we can move around. So we're gonna take this one and make a double bond, and then we can get rid of this leaving group, and that will get rid of it. And from getting rid of that leaving group, we have this OH still here. I'm gonna have that double bond now to that oxygen, and then that's gonna have a plus charge because it got rid of one of its lone pairs, and that's gonna go to the hydrogen. And then because that one wants electrons now, we're gonna bring in the H2O, and that's gonna donate its electrons to the hydrogen. It's gonna go and grab the hydrogen, and then that bond is gonna go to the oxygen. And then we also have from that other leaving group over there, since we gave it the 2 extra lone pairs, we will also have this. 2 lone pairs. And then I'm just gonna fix its format so it looks like it's from the top part. So we're gonna have the double bond to the oxygen here with 2 lone pairs, and we're then gonna connect it. Then it's 1. And then we're gonna have the HO over here. And then that's followed with the OH that's over here. So we're gonna have, and then O and H. So that's ultimately how you do it. It's a very long process, but you just keep bringing back in the H3O and the H2O to deprotonate and protonate things. Thank you.